Don't mind me. I am recuperating from surgery on Tuesday. Um, so my CRPS began. It's tied back to a motor vehicle accident that happened on February 17th of 2015. Five, well, let me back up. The day of the accident, I went to the ER complaining of my neck hurting. I had just had a knee replacement a few weeks, before that, so I wanted to get that checked out. And they said I just had a sprained neck and my knee was fine. 5 days later, I was at my shoulder doctor because I had a partial tear in my shoulder, complaining about my right hand, that it felt weak to me. And he signed a paperwork giving me permission to give me permission to have extra time in school. I was taking online classes. So after that, everything just started going crazy. It went to my shoulder, which we thought was the partial tear. Then it went to my other shoulder, so it was bilateral. Then they diagnosed me with frozen shoulder because of how many times I complained about it. Wasn't a frozen shoulder. It was CRPS. Many of you might not know, but another name for CRPS back in the day was hand-shoulder disease, and that's kind of where mine started. I ended up having 4 bad vertebrae in my neck. 2 of them got anterior discectomy fusions, C4 to C6, and then I had a fusion L4 to L5 from the accident. And then I had to have another fusion in my neck, making it a total of C4 to C7. And I just kept complaining about my hands hurting. My hand, the swelling, just driving me nuts. And I went to the doctor a couple times a month about it. They tested me for everything. I'm not saying my doctor isn't a good doctor because I love my doctor. He tested me for everything he could. And I would do my own research, and I'd come to him and I'd say, can it be this? And he'd either say, well, it can't be that, because if it was that, you would have this. Or, yeah, we can test you for that. Finally, I put my symptoms, even the things that I didn't think were symptoms, like I lost all the hair on my arms. I was sweating excessively on my neck, into the symptom checker. And we had tested for everything except for CRPS. So I went to my doctor and I asked him, could this be it? He sent me to a physiatrist to have him try to figure out what it was. And the physiatrist asked what pain medication I was on. I said, I don't take pain medication, only after surgery. And he says, well, you don't even take like Lyrica? And I says, well, I've asked for Lyrica, but I'm on Cymbalta. And he's like, well, you need to go on Lyrica for sure. And he said, do you have a pain doctor? And I says, well, I'm seeing a pain doctor tomorrow about getting, I just had a spinal cord stimulator put in for a failed back surgery. And so he sent a message to that doctor. That doctor, he noticed the hair changes, the nail changes, the swelling, the redness, the touch issues, allodynia and hypersensitivity. And he scheduled me for stellate ganglion blocks to see if, to use that as diagnostic testing. There is no true diagnostic testing for this, but that's one that can give him a good indication since we had already ruled everything out. The stellate ganglion box did work for like 2 days. And then once I got through those, I did a spinal cord stimulator for my cervical trial and had the spinal cord stimulator for the cervical put in to slow the spread of my CRPS. Well, right before I got the trial, I was electrocuted with 220 volts of electricity by a incorrectly installed washer from Sears. Yes, there's a lawsuit going on. I have the worst luck in the world. So that caused it to go bilateral, meaning it was in my left side of my upper extremities. And then when I had the surgery to put in the nerve stimulator for my cervical, it spread to my whole body. And we didn't know because my back started swelling. I started having problems eating, which I'd been complaining about before, and getting dizzy. And it took from the date of the accident to the day I was diagnosed with a full spread. I don't have it in my feet, but full spread meaning like down to my butt cheeks. 6 years to the day. That's all I can do right now, guys. I'm sorry, I'm recovering from surgery, but I will upload more later as I'm feeling better. Please be patient with me. It's a long story and it's worth it because I just got that kind of luck.